I am a pretty messy person, and the last thing I need is more wire clutter making things worse. So I came up with what I think are the best wireless accessories. They're also pretty unique as well for any desk setup. Let's get honest. Let's start with my newest and favorite part of the setup, this little monitor here. I got this thing from AliExpress, and it's got a resolution of 3840 by 1100. And when you're using a gigantic monitor like this 48-inch LG C1, you can't really add more screens anywhere. When I video edit, I love having multiple screens up so I can keep assets on one screen and then drag them into Premiere without having to constantly Alt-Tab if I were using a single screen. So this little monitor is actually big enough that I can use it as my assets screen, and as a bonus, I can use it to monitor my PC stats. Setting up these little widgets on Rainmeter took me forever, but if you want to see a dedicated video with step-by-step instructions, let me know that in the comments down below. So how is this little screen wireless? Well, it's not, but it used to be. See, I made a video a while back about this wireless video transmitter. Absolutely buttery smooth. Oh God, where is he? That can wirelessly send a signal at 1080p at 120 freaking hertz, as long as there's line of sight. And it worked beautifully. It was silky smooth and there was barely any latency. Even Linus Tech Tips confirmed that there was almost zero latency. So I wanted to use that technology to hook this little monitor up using that, and it worked, except that it created an even bigger clutter. But the technology is available, and I wanted to let you all know that in case you wanted to set up a monitor, let's say across the room. You have one for your screen and then one for casual leisure time. You can hook those up to the same computer. I'd love to know what applications you guys can think of down in the comments. I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers, so if you guys like chairs, tech, and desk setups, you're in the right place. Subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. I really appreciate your support. Next up is the keyboard. This is the Keychron Q3 in blue with the knob, but this keyboard is not a wireless keyboard. As a matter of fact, most higher-end keyboards are not wireless. But if you're like me and you desperately want to turn your expensive keyboard into a wireless one, then there's a dongle by a company called Handheld Scientific. And with this, you can turn almost any keyboard into a wireless one. It works beautifully. I've experienced zero latency and can still crush in games like Overwatch 2, but you will need a power source. So I'm using this portable charger here. You can definitely get a smaller one and keep things a little bit more streamlined. For wireless charging of my iPhone 13 Pro and AirPod Pros, there's really no better option out there than Belkin's Boost Charge Pro. This thing is expensive, and I really didn't want to buy this thing. I didn't want to spend $150 on a freaking charger. But after doing a lot of research, I really couldn't find any other wireless charger that provided 15 watts of wireless charging in addition to other wireless ports on the same thing. And most of the chargers on Amazon have raving reviews, but if you look, a lot of them state that, hey, look, this thing stops charging after just a few months. So I went with a more brand recognizable name and sucked it up and paid the premium. For headphones, I'm using the AirPods Max, but not really by choice. I would much rather use different wireless headphones, ones that are cheaper, but I've run into the same issue over and over again, which is audio latency. Now, if you're playing games and things like that, you might not notice it because it's so slight and so subtle, but when you're video editing and you have to replay a clip over and over again to make sure you got the beginning right, there is always this half-second audio delay, and it makes all other wireless headphones, including the latest like Sony WH-1000 XM5s, that makes those things non-viable. So the AirPods Max were the only ones where that didn't happen. What's nice about the AirPods Max is that people have come up with ways to wirelessly charge these headphones, mostly on Etsy. The headphone stand I have here is made out of real walnut, and it's from a company called Walnut Apple. You see, the way this works is that you put the Thunderbolt cable, but it's a plug, and it's a magnetic plug, and then you attach it to the other magnetic side every time you drop it into the charger, so it acts both as a headphone stand and it charges your headphones at the exact same time. The one downside about this is that the base isn't very heavy, so you need some kind of sticky pad to stick it down and keep stability, but I haven't really committed to a place for these headphones, which is the reason why I haven't done it yet. For my setup, I'm using two different mice. One is the Logitech G Pro Superlight, and the other is the Logitech MX Master 3S. The Superlight is a fantastic gaming mice, and I love that there are wireless charging accessories like this one from EasyZell that allows you to charge the mouse wirelessly. Now, let's say you're not a Logitech fan and you want to use some other mouse, like with razors and stuff, there are a lot of companies out there, especially on AliExpress, that sell wireless chargers for these mice, so it's definitely worth taking a look. This wireless charger for the G Pro and other Logitech wireless mice is especially great because For some reason, they decided to go with a micro USB cable, which is pretty much obsolete at this point, so having a wireless charger is a game changer. The MX Master 3S it's okay. YouTubers keep hyping this mouse, but it has some serious issues. The main one being the fact that precision scrolling on this mouse sucks. If you try to scroll quickly through a long document or spreadsheet, you're gonna find that you scroll incredibly unevenly. Some scrolls are going to be long, some will be short, and you cannot fix this in the app. It was an issue that I found on the MX Master 3 as well, which I made a review on and I made a video on, and I've gotten multiple comments of people saying, yes, you are 100% correct, and they were upset because YouTubers, again, promoted this mouse heavily. The MX Master 3S is also awful for gaming, which to be fair, was never its intended purpose. But when I try to use this mouse on my felt desk pad, it stutters like crazy, which is the reason why I have the G Pro. It is a night and day difference when trying to play games with these mice. But I always come back to the MX Master 3S because the battery life is ridiculous and the infinite scroll and side scroll features are amazing for productivity and video editing. One last wireless accessory that isn't on my desk, it's actually under it, is called the 3-in-1 above and below desk kit from Desk House. It's a heavy duty power cable with 2 power strips that can be drilled under your desk for easier cable management if you have a lot of stuff on top like I do. And then the cable ends with another power station with 2 USB slots and 2 power outlets, and it's also got a wireless charger on top. I know it doesn't look very pretty, but it's so practical because I find myself charging stuff via the USB cables or via the outlets all the freaking time, and it's been a lifesaver. I hope you found a new accessory for your desk. Until next time, stay honest.